I thank all members who have debated and supported this motion with such conviction. All members recognize that AI adoption is not optional. If Singapore is to stay competitive, both enterprises and workers need to raise AI fluency to seize new opportunities. There is also clear consensus on the transformation potential of AI and on our collective responsibility to manage its impact on enterprises and our workers. As Minister Tan See Leng and Minister of State Ms. Jasmine Lau have pointed out, left to market, AI growth may not automatically benefit workers. Members like Mr. Ip Hong Weng warned about an outcome where some workers gain but others risk falling behind. I'm therefore glad that through this motion, the government has affirmed that it will not leave outcomes to chance, but will shape the direction of AI growth deliberately. And I look forward to the measures that will be unveiled through the Economic Strategy Review report. Mr. Speaker, members raise ideas in this House that deserve serious consideration. In my opening, I put forth 4 practical moves. First, building market intelligence and foresight for an AI-enabled economy. Second, enabling enterprises to transform with AI and do so in a way that benefits workers. Third, enabling workers to seize new opportunities. And fourth, enabling displaced workers to bounce back with dignity and confidence. These are no-regret moves, practical, grounded, and effective. They lay the foundation for AI growth that translates into good jobs and better prospects for our workers, guiding how AI is adopted, how work is reorganized, and how workers can move through change with support and dignity. Let me draw on members' contributions and address them. First, on intelligence and foresight. Workers and enterprises need more than information. They need trusted intelligence put directly into their hands so that they can navigate transition with clarity, not anxiety. I thank Mr. Alex Yeo, Ms. Po Lee San, and Ms. He Ting Ru for supporting this proposal. Ms. He Ting Ru highlighted the need for Singapore-specific research so that we know the impact of AI disruption on our more vulnerable workers. Mr. Alex Yeo pointed out that such intelligence could also help us identify where AI is creating new jobs and new industries so that government can move early to incentivize AI startups and enterprises to generate fresh opportunities for our workforce. Mr. Terence Ho likewise underscored the need to deepen local research on how AI is reshaping work, to inform our responses and to position Singapore within global research networks on human AI complementarity. Within NTUC, we have begun contributing to this work through our Labour Alliance CoLab, a research community we formed with academics that brings together experts across our institutes of higher learning. Working with our tripartite partners, the CoLab seeks to translate international best practices into insights grounded in Singapore's labour market realities, so that researchers, adult learners, and human resource practitioners alike can have an earlier, clearer basis to act on AI transformation. Second, on enabling enterprises to transform with AI. Mr. Mark Lee spoke about enterprises' need to transform to stay competitive, making the important point that enterprise and workforce transformation must move together. Mr. Ip Hong Weng reinforced this, that the real constraint is not the technology, but workforce readiness. And we must move from AI adoption to AI fluency with clear accountability for worker outcomes. Mr. Gerald Giam had a proposal to support employer-led on-the-job training, OJT model, so that employers, especially SMEs, are incentivized to train and retain workers. I acknowledge and support the objectives behind these proposals. It is precisely what our CTCs are doing, supporting firms to embark on transformation through structured projects that embed worker training and outcomes. I thank Minister Tan See Leng for supporting NTUC's suggestion to further expand the CTC initiative. What we must now do is to deepen it, scale it, and focus our efforts on AI across more businesses and sectors. Mr. Mark Lee called for a clearer enterprise front door, so firms, especially SMEs, are not slowed down by having to navigate multiple schemes and processes. He also suggested that trade associations and chambers could become platforms that accelerate AI adoption across sectors. This is exactly what the Tripartite Jobs Council is setting out to do, to consolidate tripartite partners' various capabilities under one roof to better serve our enterprises and our workers. I'm glad the government has supported NTUC's proposal to form this TJC. Third, enabling workers to seize new opportunities. Mr. Alex Yeo made the point that equipping our workers requires building capability and confidence at the workplace, so learning translates into deeper skills. Mr. Kenneth Tiong highlighted the importance of providing our workers access to AI tools. Mr. Neo Kok Beng suggested that we define competencies for the AI age and validate competencies through certifications. I note these suggestions. Ms. Yeo Wan Ling and Mr. Vikram Nair also make the point that job redesign, if done well, is the key to ensure that AI creates opportunities and pathways for our workers to grow. Mr. Hamid Razak spoke for the PMEs, residents and the parents carrying this anxiety on AI, not just for themselves, but for their children. Indeed, AI-relevant pathways must be tied to job redesign to provide a smoother transition for our youths and PMEs. Several members have raised concerns about our young graduates. Mr. Mark Lee, Mr. Ip Hong Weng, Ms. He Ting Ru, and Mr. James Lim highlighted that fresh graduates face challenges not just in finding good jobs, but in accessing the foundational entry-level roles where they learn to become professionals. NTUC supports the government doing more to provide wage supplements, if indeed there are wider signs of labour market weaknesses. But should this be done too early or at too broad a scale, then employers may not have the right incentive to pay the full wages. This is also why good research and understanding of the labour market is needed. My fellow Labour MPs, Mr. Desmond Tan, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Tiwari, Mr. Patrick Tay, and Ms. Yeo Wan Ling spoke up from our union's perspective. Their asks that productivity gains are shared, that workers are supported through transitions, and that workers are given a genuine voice in AI adoption exemplify what the labour movement stands for in this renewed tripartism in the AI era. Mr. Ip Hong Weng called the government to establish clear conditionalities for support schemes to ensure that the public funding goes towards workers' outcomes. Ms. Yeo Wan Ling called for the AI grants to be tied to mandatory job redesign requirements and productivity gains linked to workers' outcomes. Mr. Andre Loh made a similar point that we need accountability mechanisms to ensure that our investments in AI are ensuring augmentation, not automation. In response, MOS Jasmine has shared the government's commitment that where public support is given, the government will expect companies to make effort to support worker outcomes. Mr. Satyandi, Ms. Yeo Wan Ling, and Ms. He Ting Ru highlighted how AI can cause an uneven impact on jobs, as well as uneven benefits across different worker groups. Members also highlighted segments of workers who may require additional attention. As Mr. Satyandi and Ms. He Ting Ru pointed out, caregivers and vulnerable workers may have unequal access to AI tools and training. Mr. Sherial Taha and Ms. He Ting Ru spoke about the need to support women. Gig and platform workers, as Ms. Yeo Wan Ling explained, must be consulted. Their lived experience is critical input as work evolves with autonomous vehicles and AI. She also called for clearer visibility on the national AV deployment timeline so platform drivers can plan transitions. I also thank Ms. Yeo, Mr. Dianti, and Mr. Fadzi for speaking up for our skilled tradesmen. Amidst AI disruption, we must do more to equip them in AI fluency and build sustainable and respectable career pathways so that they have better work prospects and wages. Senior workers, as Mr. Desmond Tan spoke passionately on, may face more challenges in keeping up with AI disruption and require dedicated support. I fully agree with members that we must be alive to the needs of specific segments of workers mentioned. I echo Mr. Satyanandi's call for sound policies to shape the trajectory of our AI growth so it benefits workers and citizens and remains inclusive. As Ms. Polisan rightly reminded us, AI also has the potential to augment our workforce and reduce reliance on foreign labor, unlocking the human bottleneck that constrain many businesses today. On the fourth move to enable displaced workers to bounce back with dignity and confidence, Mr. Patrick Tay called on the 3 E's: equitable growth, enhanced protections, and engaged workforce. He calls to raise the job seeker support scheme eligibility to the PME median income, around 8,400 as of 2025, and to provide earlier notification of retrenchment. These are in line with the moves I suggested in this House too. These are specific, actionable asks that will make a real difference to blue-collar workers and the middle-class PMEs alike. Mr. Andre Loh questioned whether the JSS is sufficient and proposed a redundancy insurance scheme instead. NTUC's position is clear. Our focus is on ensuring the right support to help workers bounce back. NTUC is not wedded to any particular form. We will work closely with tripartite partners to innovate, as we have done before. That is how we have come up with workfare, progressive wage model, and now the job seeker support scheme. Our shared aim is to make the JSS even better, so we can better support our workers, especially our PMEs. Mr. Ip Hong Weng also made the important point that we must rigorously track the speed and effectiveness of our existing measures to support workers who face disruption, especially the financial runway for displaced workers. I also thank Mr. Sanjeev Tiwari, Mr. Patrick Tay, Mr. Vikram Nair, and Ms. Herting Ru for highlighting the potential of AI to cause harm to our workers, such as how AI may intensify workload and introduce risks of discrimination in employment decisions. Ms. Eileen Chong suggested also to legislate the right to flexible work arrangements. The labour movement takes these concerns seriously. We will work with tripartite partners to study these issues, building on the Workplace Fairness Act and the tripartite guidelines on flexible work arrangements. Members have also surfaced other ideas to contribute to the motion. Mr. Satyandi suggested for the government to be the first customer of useful AI tools and solutions to facilitate broad and widespread utilization of AI. He also highlighted the need to calibrate data sharing frameworks and ethical guardrails. Ms. Polisan spoke about the ethical use of AI in society to ensure that it is used as a force for good and not for criminal and harmful exploits. Ms. Eileen Chong and Mr. Fadli Fazzi spoke about the need to address the impact of AI use on our students and the impact it might have on our cultures. These important issues deserve separate, careful study and consideration beyond the remit of this motion. But thank you, all of you indeed, who have spoken up and contributed to this motion. I really appreciate the conviction and the commitment expressed for the workers and the enterprises for us to create the biggest possible pie for Singapore. I also want to thank tripartite partners who have been on this journey every step of the way. The Ministry of Manpower, SNAF, and all our different partners. Mr. Speaker, with that, let me close. After 7 hours and 18 minutes, I'm deeply appreciative, finally, of Mr. Sherrod Taha's sharing of his experience with labour movements overseas and his insight that a lack of tripartite trust in the system prevents innovation and change even when this change is most needed. I thank him for highlighting the uniqueness of our tripartite model, where our unions not only protect workers, but focus on keeping them relevant, employable, and ready to seize opportunities. Our tripartite model works because it is based on trust. Even when among our own tripartite partners, when there are different views and priorities, we evolve our conversations and we work through differences to find win-win positions that are in the best interest of Singapore and our workers. It is not about labor versus capital, workers against employers, or one group advancing at the expense of the other. Transformation in the AI era can be win-win, and our tripartite model in the AI era will ensure this. AI is fast evolving, and we do not have all the answers today. Its full impact on jobs and businesses will continue to unfold. We may not agree with every how, but we must set the right direction. And at the same time, know with humility that we are innovating and experimenting with pathways forward in this era. We have forged a firm commitment to keep our workers and enterprises at the heart of national efforts to seize new opportunities brought about by AI. And in this chamber, now it sends a clear signal to every worker, blue and white collar alike. This House stands with you. With this House standing united, I'm fully confident that we can strengthen our plans and responses at this stage of the AI-enabled growth. Together with enabled enterprises, we will forge tripartism in the AI era for win-win outcomes, as we have done before in Singapore for Singaporeans. Not AI instead of workers, but AI that works for workers. Because in Singapore, every worker matters. Mr. Speaker, I urge members of this House to support the motion as it stands.